at the point guard. When our starting point guard, Greg Watkins, was out, both of those guys did a great job at the point guard position. They're both returning. We also feel that we'll get, great support from people off the bench like John Ruffin and Royce Gurnell. Those people last year that played a tremendous role in what we would call a reserve duty. Those guys were outstanding out there for us last year. I can't say enough about them. Curtis Jenkins, who was injured most of the year, was kind of the inspirational team leader. He would always lead us in prayer. And he's back for his sophomore year, and hopefully he can stay healthy and try to, pick up where he left off before he was injured. And we've added some newcomers to the team that I think will also be a big benefit to us. Locally, we got a young man by the name of Jeff Johnson from Aquinas Junior College. He's 6'8", 245 pounds. We also had played for us last year and did an outstanding job, who's also from Aquinas, Rico Beasley. He was injured most of the year, but down the stretch he became healthy again. He's one of the best pure shooters that we've had at TSU in a long time. Also, we got another newcomer, Chad Davis, from out of Chattanooga, who could really be an asset to us because of his abilities. And a young man that's a great athlete by the name of Damon Page. Damon's done an outstanding job in our early practices, one of the top athletes in the area last year when he played at Gallatin High School. So these young men that we have on the team are going to contribute a great deal to the future success of the Tennessee State University basketball program.
So there's quite a bit of substance in terms of looking over your lineup and in terms of what you have, the young men that you have returning. There's quite a bit of substance in placing you in number one from that perspective.
Well, right. We have a lot of people returning, and I think that that when you look at the experience factor, a lot of times when they make these preseason polls, that's one of the big criteria. But as I've told the players on many occasions, last year we were picked last and we finished first. So the preseason prognostications aren't always hold water. We've got to continue to work extremely hard and realize that it'd probably even be more difficult this year because of the fact of the added pressure, the fact that teams are really gearing their season to beat TSU. So now we've got to be, more than ever prepared every night out physically, emotionally, mentally to go out and play the type of basketball that it takes to win.
Coach, let's look at basketball within the framework of education and scholarships and whatnot, because I think you've said yourself that you were fortunate enough to get through college with athletic scholarships and et cetera. Let's look at scholarships now from a national point of view and from the point of view of the National Collegiate Association's attitude towards scholarships. Quite recently, we know that quite a number of the black coaches in America went to Washington, D.C. To deal with specific problems dealing with scholarships and et cetera. Why don't you give us and our audience some information relative to that this morning, and what were they trying to achieve, and what are some of the problems in reference to scholarships?
Well, yes, Dr. Haney, the NCAA is the governing body of college athletics. And the NCAA is made up of colleges and universities like Tennessee State University and all the universities that are affiliated with the NCAA. So anytime you want legislation change, you have to go through the NCAA, their legislative committee, and there's also a group called the National Association of Basketball Coaches that have tried to lobby for certain rules, restrictions to be looked at before